Hey y'all, hey, and welcome to another session of Meditations with Marigny. So today, I wanted to jump on right quick because, well, first of all, if this is your first time here, I know you might not know my content, but I'm going to ask that you click like, that you share it with a friend, and that you would subscribe. And my channel, in case you are new to my channel, is in reference to relationships and and marriage, divorce, just all things relationships, in my opinion. Sorry about that, y'all. But I wanted to come on this morning because I was thinking about one thing before I left home, and then I started listening to this particular content builder that I listen to, and she is a certified counselor. So I want to prerequisite. Oh, before I do that, for those of you that I asked to click like, share, and subscribe, it helps the algorithms when you do that. So I really appreciate it, if you guys would support me in that manner. So today I listen to, just so you guys will know, the content builders that I mostly listen to. I might listen to a few people that just have their own channels like myself, because their content is really good. It has a depth to it that resonates with me. And typically I can learn something from it and grow and or improve myself from basically what they're talking about. Now, then there are other times that I listen to some content builders because they are persons who, in my opinion, we have complete opposite viewpoints, and I'm listening to their viewpoint so that I can see, one, if there's a way that I could grow from that or develop something or pull something out of it. And then the other content builders that I listen to are mostly certified counselors. I want to prerequisite this because certified counselors, in my opinion, they are going to have a larger pool of people that they are referencing their information from. So, in other words, their information is going to be a lot more research based versus just personal opinion, right? And so I'm listening to this one content builder. And when I first started listening to her, I didn't like her at first because she was so passionate. Sometimes she would kind of just be loud, and she would just come off really hard. And it's funny because today she kind of explained the fact that in her therapy session, she have to remain calm, and she has to be like, okay. And she said, so when I come on here, y'all just know I'm not yelling at y'all. It's just that I'm letting loose all that stuff I done, took in. And one of the things that she talked about is your choices. And it's interesting because this title today is going to be Men, Your Picker is Not Picking Right. Okay? Your picker is not picking right. And I'll come back and deal with the ladies at another time, but this video is strictly for men. and it's in reference to how you pick, how you choose. I often speak to the women because my channel, in my opinion, is more for women. It is more for a woman who is interested in the married lifestyle, and a woman who is desiring to increase her ability to be a wife. So it is not, my channel is really not, if you don't really want to improve yourself and you don't want to grow, you don't want to develop, the information and the content that I give is not going to be interesting to you. The information and the content that I listen to, it is interesting because every time I listen to those content builders, I am looking at a way that I can improve myself. If it's nothing but going from step 1 to step 2, I want to be better after I've listened to their content. I've taken in what they said. I've listened to their thought processes, seen how they match mine, and or how they can make mine better. So, brothers, the pickers being off. And I'm talking about that because just like women have soul ties and we connect ourselves with men, a woman is the recipient. She is the receiver of a relationship. She is the receiver of what that man can impart. She is the carrier. Okay, that's good. She is the carrier of that particular seed, but she is the recipient, which means that she can't receive anything that you don't give her. I might be like her today because I'm a little passionate. This might be a little more preachy than it is teachy today. And the reason being is I was listening to somebody who was talking about the women that they done met, the women, the women, the women. The truth of the matter is you chose her. You picked her. Your picker picked her. Let's be clear. It wasn't your mind that said, oh, she's beautiful, she's smart. It was your picker. Your picker picked her. I did a video not too long ago that talked about who let the dogs out. Put your dog up. Put a leash on it. I promise you that if you put a leash on it, and the thing is, for men right now, I remember, y'all, I am a mother of boys. So my passion comes from two perspectives. It comes from the perspective of a woman, but I also know that I have not intentionally raised my sons and poured into them for them to get out here and get some ratchet little somebody that's not going to appreciate all the work that I've done. One of them, that's 28 years of my life. 28 that I have given and poured and taught him how to treat somebody's daughter. So yes, when he get ready to bring somebody home, it, like I said in one of my videos before, it's so many probably than being that I ain't never even met none of them. So I wouldn't even know what their names are. So the young ladies who I do know their names is because they know, okay, this one right here, yeah, she probably fits the qualifications. And so I'm saying that because, men, you got to stop letting your picker pick. You got to start letting your head. You all are logical. You think with your head, not your head. Get it? Put it together yourself. So what are we saying? We have to make better decisions. If you chose her and she is nasty and she is filthy mouth, like I listen to some of these young ladies now and they curse worse than men. Every now and then one might slip up and come out, but that's just not going to be a regular part of my conversation. If I'm in the company of my closest girlfriends or something like that, yeah, but just in regular conversation, you're just not finna hear that. And I'm gonna tell you, like, what I'm noticing is the commonality of people to be able to speak in that language, and it's like it's just a-okay. And in my head, I'm like, okay, did you not realize that your mouth is like a potty mouth? I don't believe that we all have the response. No, let me say that a different way. I don't believe that we can blame other people for the decisions that we've made. And I say that because we have to do better with holding ourselves accountable. You have to do better with saying to yourself that I picked the wrong person. You have to do better with saying that it was her body that drove me to say, let me stay with her for 6 years. She was so fine that I didn't want nobody else to have her. You have to say that, no, I chose this person and I married this one, but this was the one that I knew really had my heart and my best interest in place. You got to live with that. And once you choose to live with that, and once you choose that you are going to hold yourself accountable. The young lady who I'm talking about, I listened to, she is hilarious. She was talking about, don't get mad when somebody say you need to choose differently. If you keep, insanity is, and I tell myself this all the time, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting to get different results. If your picker picked the first time, the second time, the third time, the 10th time, and it's picking the same type woman, then you might need to look at what your picker is picking. Okay, y'all need to laugh with me today. Because you picking wrong, baby. What I'm trying to tell you, and this can go for anything in your life. It can go for relationships. It can go for choosing the same type jobs and things over and over and over again. The one thing that I used to think, and And it was good for when we were coming up in the way I thought. I thought that you got on one job and you stayed there for 20 years. And once you were there for 20 years, you retired from that place, you got a pension. One of the, I won't really even say that it was an error or a mistake, because if I choose that it was an error, it will say that everything else in my life that God has done since that time was not of God. But when I was working on my job, when I worked for the government, the county government, they brought in these plans. At that time, that's when they introduced the 401k. And they brought in these plans, and they were trying to get rid of pensions, because the goal was to get that company out of the responsibility space of having to take care of their employees. Because at the time, years ago, when people were offering pensions, they didn't have as many people in the workforce, and they did not have as many people to be responsible for those incomes. And the market was not as volatile as it is now. So when you had money in pension back then, you didn't see where the pension would eventually drop all the way down, and the company is still responsible for making sure those people get those checks each month. So they switched over to the 401 or 401 or 401k plans. And when they did, I came out of the old pension plan and I went into the new one. Well, some of my other friends, they stayed in the old plan, because the old plan was, if you stayed with that company, then you could get that pension at some point. If you were planning to leave, you could take it with you, which is a good thing. But it was a trick, because the trick to it is I could have retired with full benefits and a full pension at about 51 years old. Because I went to the new plan, I could still retire, but I did not get the pension portion of it. So I was able to retire, but I had to do something different with my funding that was there. And that's a video of another time, to really talk about money and that portion of it. And I might do a video to really kind of educate people on some of those components. But I'm saying that to say that my making the decision of coming out of that pension plan took away the opportunity that I was going to have a guaranteed check every month. So I still retired, I still have my benefits, but there are some components that go along with that some of my friends who stayed in the old plan, they don't have those components that I have to deal with. And so does that mean that I made a mistake? No, it doesn't. It just means that God had to take me in a different direction. Because also, if I had gone that direction, I probably would have never gone back to school and gotten my degree. I probably would have never gone and gotten my master's. And I wouldn't be working in what I consider to be one of the best fields right now, which is education. I'm doing what I love to do. And then I get on here every day and talk to y'all. Like, I love this component of my life. And if I don't reach but one person every day, if it's one person that God sets this video up for, I am pleased, because He is pleased. And so I want you to understand that it's not about quantity, it's about quality. Can you find one woman? Can your picker pick one woman that is going to give you the qualities that you need for your life? Can your picker pick one job that is going to fulfill you? And I'm not talking about how much money that you make. Because again, if you with the right person, two people come together. My parents didn't make no whole lot of money. My parents did not have wealth from that perspective. But we were wealthy in our spirit. We were wealthy in our hearts. We were wealthy in our joy. And we were wealthy in our day-to-day walk. And in that, we found the wealth in the money. I don't feel like I missed anything as a child. There are so many people that are saying, oh, I missed out on this and I missed out on that. I didn't miss out on anything, because I didn't know that there was anything for me to miss out on. So anyway, brothers, is your picker picking right? That's what we want to know. And if it's not, go back and see my video about put a leash on it. Sometimes if you shut down, and I know it's hard for men, sometimes, especially when y'all if you've been locked up and you ain't had no access in a long time. I'm having to watch what I say, because y'all know this is a Christian channel. I am a Christian. Let's just say I know how to have a very balanced life, right? And I think we need to be honest with that. You can be saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost, and you can still have a very balanced life. They didn't teach me that years ago. You should be women. Okay, this last little part gonna be for the ladies. Ladies, you should be sensual for your man. Ladies, you should be sexual for him. Ladies, there should be a component of you that when you come into his presence, he draws down that component of you. And if he's not drawing it down, sit down and have a conversation with him, especially if you're married. If you're married, have a conversation with him and let him know this is what I need. These are the things that are missing, and this is why I can't get to that place that you need for me to get to with you. And I guarantee you, if he loves you, he's going to do everything that he can to try to make that work. So anyway, that little nugget was just for somebody that might be going through some things, and it might not be as bad as you might think it is. Have a conversation with him. If he has married you, I can guarantee you that he would be willing to try to work through it. In most cases, I will say in most cases. I tried it with mine. I tried to open up. And sometimes that people, I did a video the other day about capacity. Sometimes people are already giving you everything that they got. I had to come to a realization that my ex-husband was giving me everything that he had. He was at his maximum capacity. And like one of my sisters said, she said, girl, he reached up in the tree and got that fruit and didn't know what to do with it. When you used to getting the fruit from the ground, or you just getting it because it's low hanging, and then you reach up in the tree, it's a whole different level of work. All right, that's for a whole nother session. But men, don't talk to your pickers. Let your picker ain't picking right. Go back and ask God, what is it that you would have for me, Lord? What type of woman have you carved out for me? And that is what the key to marriage being successful at this age and this stage in our life. You gotta communicate. You gotta pray first. You gotta communicate. And you have to have an open-mindedness that you are going to receive what your partner says and be able to make a viable and structural change that is going to benefit your overall relationship. And not just your relationship, but benefit you. Uh-oh. I have to remember y'all, I got that little mic on. But it's going to benefit you. Like, what can you do? I want to be better every day. Today, I'm getting ready to get out my car and I'm going to walk to my building thinking about what can I do better today than I might have done last week when I was here. So I want y'all to click like. I want you to share this with a friend, and I would love for you to subscribe. And I'll see y'all on Thursday nights, live on Facebook, 9 p.m., live on Instagram, 9 p.m., Thursday nights. Bye, y'all. Bye. Don't let your picker pick wrong. Let your picker pick right. Bye.